Hello and welcome to Not Fake News. I have a breaking story here. Stockholm terror attack. Truck plows into department store, killing 4 people. A hijacked beer truck crashes into an upscale department store in central Stockholm on Friday, killing 4 people and injuring 15 more, according to the Stockholm police. 9 of those injured are in serious condition. Swedish police say they have arrested one man whom we are particularly interested in, as a nationwide manhunt got underway for the person or persons responsible. The man was in the vicinity of the truck crash and spotted by patrol police said in a news conference. The man was in a police photo released earlier Friday wearing a greenish hood at the top of an escalator. In a nationally televised press conference shortly after the attack, Swedish Prime Minister Stefan Löfven said all indications point to the incident being a terrorist attack. Sweden has been attacked, Löfven said. This indicates that it is an act of terror. And that brings us to U.S. responds to the terror attack. And please share it with everyone, Facebook, Twitter. The U.S. state condemns the terror attacks in Stockholm, Sweden. The United States strongly condemns today's terror attacks in Stockholm, Sweden. We extend our deepest condolences to the loved ones of those who were killed and hope for their full recovery to those who were injured. Attacks like this are intended to sow the seeds of fear, but in fact they only strengthen our shared resolve to combat terrorism around the world. The United States and Sweden are committed partners in this fight, and we stand ready to offer any assistance Sweden might require in investigating this brutal and senseless attack. State Department says we strongly condemns terrorist attacks in Stockholm. Next story. FBI and Homeland Security brace for Syria retaliation, and it's bad. Please share and comment if you support President Trump's decision on Syria. FBI and Homeland Security are preparing for what Syria might do in retaliation for the assault on their airbase by the United States. ABC.go.com reports FBI and Homeland Security officials are consulting with national security leadership to determine how Thursday's U.S. airstrike in Syria could affect Americans domestically. The precise response is still unclear according to the counterterrorism sources, but officials have a sense of what the retaliation concerns for such a strike have been in the very recent past. Counterterrorism sources tell ABC News that there are specific threats to consider, but that plans have been made to deal with those potential threats. First, the Syrian government might have operatives and sympathizers in the U.S. in 2013 when the Obama administration was considering a military strike following a chemical attack in Syria. The FBI stepped up domestic surveillance and conducted a series of interviews with Syrian nationals to deter any potential acts of violence. Supporters of Iran, including Hezbollah, might have operatives inside the U.S. as well. What is this? What is this?
Brian, and one of the big questions with this is how does this impact the ongoing war on terror in that region?
That's right, Amy. In the complicated dynamics in Syria, anything that weakens the Assad regime can have the unintended effect of helping ISIS and al-Qaeda terrorists based in Syria, which also seek the end of the Assad regime. We've already heard reports this morning from the region that ISIS followers see the U.S. attacks as worthy of celebration. And that's the last thing U.S. military planners wanted to do as they set out this attack. Enough to send a message, but not enough to bolster the terror networks which have been under sustained pressure from U.S. and coalition partners in Syria.
And so then what is the fear of retaliation?
Well, the growing number of U.S. troops inside Syria fighting ISIS face the most immediate threat of retaliation, but they're fully equipped to handle anything the Syrian army could throw at them. This morning, the larger concern is whether Syria or its partners, including Iran and Hezbollah, would take on U.S. facilities overseas or in this country as retaliation for the U.S. airstrikes. The threat is not considered that serious, but it also, Amy, cannot be completely dismissed.
Yeah, I don't like the whole thing. I'm like, what the hell is that? It's Ray Donovan. Oh, he's trying to. Oh, that's that's his wife there. See his wife's head, and then what the hell? That's weird. See the stupid things that I have to look at. These look at these ads. They're terrible. 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 What is that supposed to be? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I pointed that out. Okay. Next story. Breaking. Top officials say U.S. expected to take more action against Syria. More? Really? Treasury Security Mnuchin says he expects the U.S. will announce additional sanctions against Syria in the near future. Yeah, we're going to bomb you, and we're going to tell you what to do. Hey, listen, if that guy really bombed, gassed his own people, then he's deserves every bit of what he got yesterday. And that is it. We are done with these horrible